some of us are walking into counterfeit stuff thinking that it's what we prayed for and fasted for, but it's counterfeit. Because you don't have to do to get from God. If he already said that if he already promised you something, then it's yours. And some of y'all are following this low-key white magic blueprint in order to get the promises of God, because there are so many women on social media talking about how they fasted to get this and prayed to get that. And I'm not trying to say that there's something wrong with fasting and praying. Listen to what I'm saying before you get emotional. Please listen to what I'm saying, or just keep scrolling. And then you'll have to see the results of your actions at the end of this year. I'm just saying. I'm being 100% right now. God was giving me a revelation about how I did not have to do nothing to come into his will. I was living my little life, okay? And boom, I came to Christ. I didn't have to fast in order to come into relationship with Christ. I didn't have to do any of that. It was God's will for me to meet him when I did. Okay? So if I cannot know the plans of God, not be even seeking the plans of God, and his plan still unravels and unfolds before me, then that means that right there is indicative and shows me I don't have to do in order to get and receive God's will and his plan for my life. Some of us are doing all this fasting for stuff that he already said he was giving you. But you feel like unless you're doing, you're not going to get. This is not New Age. You don't have to do anything to get what he already said is yours. And we do that because we want God. We think that's making God hurry up and give it to us. We think that's making us more ready. What's making you more ready is you going through every single day that has its own sets of challenges and obstacles, and you getting through every single trial, and you getting through every single thing up until it's time for you to walk into whatever it is that God told you he was going to give to you. Abraham did not have to do anything to get the promise that God said he was giving to him, which was Isaac. But Sarah felt the need to go outside of what God said, thinking that God needed her help. And now we have Esau and Jacob right now over there fighting. Right now. And so some of us don't understand. God does not need our help. And we are so quick to say, well, God told me to do this. God told me to do that. No, you were on YouTube and you listened to a prophetess who told you to go and fast and pray. That's a human speaking, telling you. Did the Holy Spirit tell you that? And then some of us, we listen to ourselves a lot, and we don't know the difference between our voice and God's voice. And you will think that it's God telling you something, but really it's you. No, this is coming from you. This is what you think you have to do in order for you to receive what God said. But if he ordained something for you, then he ordained it for you. You don't have to fast for that thing. If you fasting, it's to break your flesh. It's to crucify your flesh. It's to consecrate yourself unto God. It's to break things off of you that have held you in bondage. Yes, you can fast for that. But if you're literally fasting for a thing, something on this material level, what are you doing that for when he already said it's yours? It's just whenever it's time, it will be time for you to come into agreement, come into alignment with that thing. You don't have to do in order to get. Obedience is better than sacrifice. You're sacrificing by fasting and fasting and fasting and fasting and fasting. But when God told you to get up and start going to the gym and get up and start taking care of your body, you couldn't do that. You didn't do that. But that's playing a part in whatever it is that God is telling you he's giving you. You're sacrificing in this area. You're sacrificing over here, but you're not being obedient. We're not fine-tuning our ear to really hear him. we're listening to other folks, but we're not listening to his voice. And you think you have now picked up this what's the word? This formalized way and transactional way of dealing with God. You dealing with him. You're not really in relationship. Because you keep, you know what I'm saying? Relationships, you're flowing with him. There is not all this you feel like you constantly got to do in order to get from him. His will is his will, and it's going to come into fruition when it's time. You start low-key practicing magic and white magic when you're trying to manipulate it and trying to get it to come quicker. If I fast, maybe it'll be. It's not time until it's time. He's still developing your character. That's why it's taking time. That's why it's important for you to just go through the journey of life with him, because every situation, every challenge, every obstacle, every trial, every temptation, it's helping to build your character and establish you in the kingdom. Grow you and mature you in the faith. Increase you in wisdom and knowledge of God. That's what it's for. And then as you're growing in him, because you're abiding in him and you're connected to the vine, which you can do nothing apart from, you will be exactly where he needs you to be when it's time for you to be there. Instead of trying to keep sacrifice, be obedient. Be obedient. Be obedient. Okay? Okay? Because when the enemy brings you the counterfeit around and you think that, oh, this is it because this is what I've been fasting and praying for. Yeah. The enemy didn't dupe you. Into thinking that this is the real thing, but really no, this is the thing that you manifested, and that's not God's will. So be careful.